Hello, Acwano here. Welcome for another video, which I didn't think I would make. Another video on Dragon Quest 3 HD-2D remake. Now, a lot of you guys probably watched my guides on the game. My guides did surprisingly well, made a bunch of them. And I really wanted to make this video for a while. I wanted to talk about the censorship in the game. I never touched on the subject, and I feel like the subject needs to be talked about. I don't think it's like a crisis or anything, but I think it's just interesting to talk about this topic because the censorship in this game is quite peculiar. It's kind of weird. Now, the main censorship that people can obviously just see at first glance is the warrior censorship. Her outfit has been censored, less skin. And honestly, if it was just that, I wouldn't have really given a fuck. Like, yes, I would have memed around for a couple seconds. Yeah, bring back my hot women in my video games. Like, as a joke, but I don't really give a fuck that much. Like, if the game is good, I'll play it. That's just how it is. But sadly, or weirdly, the game didn't. The censorship did not stop here. If it was just hot women, being more covered, it would be fine, especially in the case of the warrior. Like, I mean, the warrior is still super hot. The design is still, sexy. Oh yeah, instead of having like like borderline a bikini, now she has a booty short. Ooh, big censorship. Like, I don't give a fuck. But what's really weird is the censorship that literally just like makes stuff just don't make sense. Like, one of the weird things to this day, I still find this funny. So, they wanted to censor the cross? So what? Now, we went from censoring boobies to censoring the cross. Like, make it make sense. Like, you would think that the people who want to make women dress more modestly wouldn't want to censor the cross. I mean, yeah, it feels like an opposition to me, but if it was just censoring the cross, it would have been fine. But now, every priest in the game and the logos of the churches, instead of being crosses, they are tridents, which is the signature weapon of the fucking devil. I mean, do you understand how ironic, how stupid that is? I mean, bro, they could have just like used, I don't know, the Overwatch looking thing from Dragon Quest 11 as a logo, or I don't know, maybe like an X or something. Not a trident. It's a religious organization that it works for the goddess, and in the game they're not even evil. This is one of the few games where the church is not evil. Like this, like give them their cross. Come on. Again, this is the warrior is one thing. The entire church being censored is crazy to me. Who asked for this? Who asked for the church being censored? Whose feelings are we hurting by putting a cross in the game? Like, what? Like, I understand, like, all the feminist movement not wanting women to be extremely sexualized in video games. I can understand where that comes from, even though I disagree, because for me they're just pixels and drawings. But I can understand where they come from. The church thing, I'm like, who, where, why, when, what happened, when this happened? Like, I don't know. Now, there's another very, very stupid thing, which this is a very, very typical thing they do, is that by trying to fight racism, they are racist themselves. Happens a lot in our beautiful region of North America. So they removed the fat lips of the ogre because they said it was racist against black people. I mean, yeah, black people often have bigger lips, but why are you associating a black person with the ogre? I feel like we're not the ones being racist here. I'm just saying. Oh yeah. There's one thing that's weird about the whole censorship of the warrior, because they also censored the Gadabout, the female Gadabout, which is a bunny girl. Now, they made the warrior dress more modestly, but if I'm not wrong, they didn't make the bunny girl dress more modestly. They censored what's written on the bottle, and they made her drink. Basically, they kind of like tried to hide the fact that she's drinking alcohol, which is completely stupid, and I think it defeats the purpose of the character, because the Gadabout is like a useless character, and she's made... The female Gadabout is an alcoholic woman who's there just to have fun, and that's why she's useless, right? That's why she's a Gadabout. And then if you manage to have that alcoholic woman in your party for 20 levels, you get a free sage. That's the whole purpose. And I don't know why they... So, I don't know why they're censoring alcohol. So we're censoring Ogre lips, a cross, and alcohol? What? Like, the censorship in this game is not really harmful, but it is so fucking weird. Like, it does not make the game worse, but it makes you wonder, like, who the fuck asks for this? Like, what? I mean... Okay, I mean, at least I know she's drinking alcohol. If you don't want to write alcohol, go for it. I mean, if you don't want to like make it canon anymore that she's drinking alcohol, I don't. Who cares? I guess, but why? I'm just asking that. Why? Anyways, moving on. Now, the one that people talked about the most, I think, is obviously the body type censorship. Now, obviously. I'm gonna be honest, this one I don't really give a fuck about. There are a lot of good games who have that thing, and as long as it doesn't affect the gameplay, I don't give a fuck. Like, for example, in Elden Ring, even though it's a masterpiece, recognized by pretty much every gamer, every gamer comes together and says, yes, Elden Ring masterpiece, yes, good. But this game, people tend to forget that Elden Ring does have body type A and B in the game. They don't say women and men, even though everyone knows that's what A and B means, right? It's male and female. Now, the reason why I want to talk about that, even though I don't really give a fuck, is because the body type A and B censorship in this game is hilariously half-assed and really bad. So, what they did is that they kept the gender differences in the game. Like, there's multiple items in the game that says male and like men and women. Only women can equip this, like the dresses and stuff. But for some reason, when you choose your main character, it says body type A and B. It doesn't say women and men. So it feels kind of counterintuitive. And if it was just that, it would have been like weird, but whatever. What's really weird, and I feel like this proves that these companies don't give a fuck. They're just doing it because they're afraid of hurting some feelings, or because they want to like, oh yeah, the Americans are telling us to censor this. We'll just do it, whatever. They don't really care. They half-assed the shit out of this. So let me get this straight. The MC has body type A and B, but then weirdly enough, the MC is the only character in the game who has gender-locked personalities. What? So, for those who don't know much about the game, in the game you can create your party members and give them pretty much any personality depending on the seeds you choose for the stats. It's a mix of random and non-random, but it doesn't matter. What matters is, no matter the gender, they can get any personality. For the MC, that's not the case. For the MC, if you choose body type A, you can only get certain personalities. And if you choose body type B, you can only get certain personalities. And those are the ones that were male and female in previous games. Which is kind of weird. Why would you censor male men and women if you're gonna keep gender differences in the game? That makes no sense. Like I feel like the people who are trying to not hurt their feelings, you're gonna hurt their feelings with something else anyways, so might as well just not care about them. Now, like I said, this censorship, in my opinion, is kind of harmless. Even though I completely agree with y'all, it's ridiculous. I don't think we should, like, start a revolution over this. Oh my god, our games are dying. We have body type A and B. Like, I don't give a fuck. I mean, I don't really care. I mean, Look, I would have cared maybe a bit more if the game kept calling you like, oh, you are a strong body type A person. No, they don't do that. They say they just don't really talk about your gender much in the game, which is fine. I don't need every NPC to call me a strong man like or something like that. Now there is some weird censorship in the dialogue. That's where I don't really. That's what I like don't really like because they changed the original dialogue to make it like gender neutral. Like your mother doesn't call you like a strong boy anymore. Like, so, oh, my strong boy is growing up. Now she says just, oh, you growed up to be strong, something like that. So yeah, they basically gender neutralized every single dialogue, which is not a big deal, but I do find it like weird. So yeah, to finish this video, what can we expect from the Dragon Quest 1 and 2, and were these censorships harmful to the game? Now, if you're someone who doesn't want to buy the game and didn't buy the game because of the censorship, I don't blame you. It's your right. You don't want to you want to vote with your wallet. You don't want to give money to this bullshit. Feel free. I think that's completely fair. Now, I don't think the censorship was that bad. I don't think the censorship basically influenced the game in any way, shape, or form. I think it has pretty much zero or close to zero impact on the gameplay. In my opinion, the game was extremely good. It was a remake. Probably it was pretty much everything I could ask for like a modern. Because I've always wanted to play the old Dragon Quest games, but obviously they're kind of rough for a younger JRPG player like myself. I wasn't trained. I wasn't trained the way you guys were trained with these old games. But yeah, it was really perfect. It was Dragon Quest 3, the way everyone knows it, but with, autosaves, better graphics and stuff like that. Very new class, new content, a lot of stuff. And I feel like if they keep that attitude up, like I would trade weird censorship for like very good content and a good remake any day of the week. That's just me. Like, you want to call me body type A, but give me like a really good remake with like pretty HD-2D graphics and extra content, I'll take that. Obviously, I am in no way, shape, or form in support of this bullshit. I think it's just unnecessary. But yeah, if in Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD-2D remake, obviously those games are a bit simpler. They have a lot less content than Dragon Quest 3. So, there's also a reason why they're being sold together, because alone they wouldn't really be a full game. They're kind of very, very short. Not enough gameplay, not enough content for, a modern full release, which is why they put them together. So, if we get this weird censorship, but in exchange we get more content, why not? Why not? I'm really, really hopeful. Obviously, I'm gonna be fair. I'm gonna criticize the game if it's gonna be shit. As soon as the game comes out, as soon as new info on the game comes out, I'll be covering it. You can count on me. People are asking me to play a bunch of Dragon Quest games. I've been streaming Dragon Quest 11. I made a bunch of guides on Dragon Quest 3. I'm excited to get deeper into the franchise. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.